What's up, guys? This is Merc Music, and welcome back to Nerd Plays. Today we're on Modern Warfare 2 again. We're doing some more of the new Season 4 stuff. And I wanted to show you guys something. We have Showdown from Call of Duty 4 here. Classic medium-sized map, and there were a lot of really amazing clips that were hit on that map back in the day. It was also in Modern Warfare Remastered, and I hit a Dragunov quad on that map in Hardcore, which was pretty sick. But I'm sure a lot of you guys, especially the OGs who have been playing for a very long time, might have noticed that Showdown isn't playing out quite the same. Now, I am going to load up the map in private match so I can show you guys specifically why it's not playing out the same, because there are some small things here and there that do make the map quite different, so I'm going to point those things out. But there actually is still a bigger issue at play here. It's essentially the root of all evil. I'm sure you guys already know what it is. The thumbnail is probably a dead giveaway, and we will discuss it more in a bit. But I do want to just at least show off the map. Like, we're going to go in here. I'm going to show you guys Showdown in Modern Warfare 2 2022. And look, man, this is Nerd Plays. You guys know I keep it pretty low effort here for the sake of my mental state. If you really want to go back to COD 4 and check me on some of these things, you can. But I'm going to show you guys what's different about this map compared to Call of Duty 4 and, you know, to Modern Warfare Remastered as well. Because that's what's really strange. Granted, it's a different dev team, but Modern Warfare Remastered stayed true to the original design of Call of Duty 4. Now, granted, I think in COD 4, at least in old school mode, you might have been able to do more glitches. I'm not going to get into those kinds of specifics because we don't even have old school in this game, so it's not even worth the comparison. But right off the bat, you might have seen me talk about this on the main channel and on stream as well, but here's a really important thing to mention. So as we can see in this section of the map, there is only one way to actually either get up here or go on this flank, and it's to take the stairs right here. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up and why it's very important is because this is actually a huge choke point for the map. You have to run up these stairs, and granted, you know, you can walk up nice and slowly with the terribly slow strafe speeds in this game, and you could try to, you know, check people over here, see if everyone's camping, which there most likely will be people camping. There's a lot of people that, you know, they can post up over here, they can mount over here. I think you guys get the point. The point is that this is a different game. There's a lot of new douchey spots where you could just watch this choke point. And there's virtually no way to counter it if you're someone that's just coming up the stairs. You're going to die here way more often than not. Your best bet would actually probably be to just try to ignore the second story entirely and just try to get over here and then, like, take a different approach. Because what I've noticed from the Modern Warfare 2 2022 players is that they don't play this map the way that it used to be played. A lot of them just try to get up here, anywhere on the second story, and camp. That is their number one goal, and once they've done that, good luck trying to counter them, because with mounting, deployable covers, the nature of this game, people will be just waiting here. Showdown has become extremely boring in this game. Like, I love the map. It's a great map. But it's also very heavily dependent on the players that you play against. So when you don't have a lot of options to move around the map compared to the original, that could be a problem. So I kind of fucked up. I'm going to go back so I can show you guys exactly what I was trying to point out. And this is what I mentioned on the main channel video and on stream as well. There used to be another way to actually get around here. So the way that you used to be able to kind of navigate the map in a better way, granted it was a little funky, but basically you would come up here and you would just get on this little ledge, or whatever the fuck, the railing. There was a ledge roughly right about here or so, and if you could hit the jump, you could land on top of a ledge there, and then you could jump and then mantle over here. Now, it's not perfect. It's not the ideal way to approach the situation. I mean, well, it is. It's an alternate way. Let's just put it that way. Because, you know, you might have a little bit more cover here if you're, like, you know, bobbing and stuff and trying to check to see if anyone's camping, which there definitely will be people camping more often than not. But it's just nice to have a second option. And a lot of people didn't even necessarily know this. Like, I saw a video from Rage where he pointed this out. He went back to COD 4 and he showed off the ledge. And that's what reminded me. Because, like, when COD 4 was in its prime, I knew that. But after all this time, you do tend to forget some of these jump spots and things because, you know, our brains can only hold so much information. They got to get rid of the stuff that you might not need. And if you're not playing COD 4 regularly, why the fuck do you need to remember that there's a ledge there? Well, that's probably why it's not here in Modern Warfare 2 2022, is because there's a good chance they forgot, or maybe it was intentional, and they want people to just keep running up these stairs and dying. So, it is what it is. I would like to see them added back, though. I think that would be good. I'm looking over here. I don't know. Can you? Okay, you can't get on top of there. Thank God. That'd be like a new camping spot. You can still get over here and camp, which you can do that in COD 4, so no biggie. Everything over here looks mostly the same. I'm sure it's different. I think there were a lot of, like, little, I don't know if they're, like, vases or shit, but, like, you could camp and kind of use them as cover over here. I think there's actually potentially less cover over here, but it's also kind of dark, so it can be hard to see people. But this is another section of the map that I think is different. I don't remember you being able to, like, get up here and then go through here to be able to kind of, like, check different angles. And, oh, yep, you could get up here, too. You can also get up here. I don't know if you could do this in COD 4. There's more maneuverability on this side, which is interesting. So, I mean, as far as it goes for the dynamics of the map, maybe I just have to get used to that more, because it seems like if you're someone who spawns on this side, going this way is probably a safer bet overall, because you have more ways to approach this lane. You can also get on top of the dumpster. You can climb up here. Now, here's something that I think is different. They blocked this off entirely. You used to be able to get out here. Wow. Even with proning, you can't get out. Okay, so that's different. See, I have not really done, like, a deep dive on Showdown. I've been playing it in pubs, but I usually just get camped on, so I can't even check this stuff. But yeah, you can mount here, but you can't actually get out here. And then in old school mode, you used to be able to use this to get on top of the map, which was a lot of fun. As far as it goes for other spots, you can still get over here in the corner. You can use that as a little tiny hiding spot, I guess. And you will see people get on top of the scaffolding over here. You will see people still drop down and they'll lay on top of this, which this was also in COD 4, so no big surprise. You can use it to watch over here. That'll obviously get super annoying, though, because you'll have people just watching this. You won't even be able to go up the middle lane. So here's something that's also kind of... Well, let's see. I gotta check this. Nope. You cannot lay down and hide in here. See, in COD 4, I'm pretty sure... This is just off my memory. Maybe it has to get fact-checked. But I remember you being able to actually hide and lay down in the fountain. And when you were gonna cap B, I think it was, like, just straight up in the middle. In Domination, the flag is offset over here. So, I don't know, it's just completely different. And you can actually fully climb up here. You can hide between this guy's Blorgus toes if you want to. Look at that. Very weird. I don't know, you can't mount on his legs. That'd be funny, though. Karina was saying that this is this the guy from Cold War? I don't know. I don't know if they're doing some kind of crossover thing there. It's not the same statue, I think, from COD 4. Another little detail, though. You could still hide here. People would camp here in COD 4. You could still hide there. Pretty lame. As far as it goes for this second story, as far as I can tell, it basically kind of functions the same, although you can mount, though, which, that's what's so annoying, is that getting to the second story of Showdown is what most people look to do. Like, it's a ridiculous power position. And one thing they did do as well is with the lighting, there's some areas that are just really dark, like, and the player contrast is really not all that great, which is one of the things that's kind of a bummer. Is, like, it's nice that we get a classic map back and it's visually upgraded, but that also can mean that things will play out differently, because, like, even over here, this is a little bit darker. It's gonna be a little bit harder to see people, you know? If they're out here trying to run around, it's nice and bright, but the shadows over there, I mean, obviously to some degree it should be darker because that's how the lighting probably should work, but man, it's gonna lead to some annoying moments. I think you used to be able to hit a jump to get out there in COD 4. Maybe I'm messing it up. This still exists, which, this is a nice little alternate thing. See, that's what I'm saying. Why do we have an alternate access on this side and it doesn't function the same on the other side of the map? That's kind of goofy. Maybe it's this jump? Yeah, I think in COD 4 you used to be able to get up there. You can't do that now, so granted, I don't see why you would need to be up there ever, but other than camping. But over here, you can still hide, and yes, you can still get up here and just camp. Throw someone off. So this is still the same from COD 4. So no big deal there. Back here, this truck can blow up. I don't know if it could blow up in COD 4. I don't remember exactly, but I've accidentally shot this and killed someone. I'm trying to prove the point here. Come on. Yep, there you go. So you can blow up that truck. You do have some cover behind the garbanzo beans over here. I think they might have kept the cover roughly the same. I don't know why. It does seem like it feels more open. Maybe that's the field of view, though, because obviously nowadays a lot of us are playing on a higher field of view. We are running out of time, but, you know, this dumpster, you can get on top of that. I think this might be different from COD 4, the ability to easily mantle and get up here. And yet, you could still get over here. If you want to hide in that corner, but... yeah, I mean, that's basically the layout, though. You can also kind of access over here, so... it's just kind of strange. I don't know why they got rid of the ability to kind of get up over here. You know, honestly, if they don't want to add some kind of, like, out-of-place ledge, they could add a ladder here. But, you know, what's going to end up happening instead? Just give me a sec to run up here. You're going to have people doing this. They're just going to watch the ladder from here. And they can even mount and watch it. So, you know, I don't know. I think the ledge could be good just because it's kind of like a fast peek thing. Like, you can jump and you could instantly get some shots off or throw a throwing knife, you know? I'm gonna end it before it ends. Woohoo! But yeah, that's our quick little rundown of Showdown. I'm gonna play online while I also talk about what I really think the culprit is in this game. Because regardless of whether or not the ledge was there or not, however they potentially change out the layout, there is still a bigger issue at play. And yes, my friends, that is skill-based matchmaking / engagement optimized matchmaking, which is more likely what is actually going on behind the scenes for this game. So we're going to queue up for Showdown 24/7. I played a couple games out on the couch. I play very casually. I didn't do horrible, but I played a couple of games on Showdown before recording this video. Granted, keep in mind, this was on a PS4 on like a big flat screen TV where I'm playing on the couch without a headset, probably like 10 to 15 feet away from my screen, and I'm just playing casually. I'm not like overly trying hard. I probably averaged roughly 10 to 20 kills each match. Okay, we got some grind. I don't think I've actually played Boost Dump on this map. So what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna use the same class I was using. It's this SMG swap class. I'm going to use the same class, and I'm going to try to do well. While also talking about what I think the real culprit is behind a lot of the stuff that's going on. So, you guys know, I fucking love COD 4. I think it's one of, if not the best Call of Duty game of all time. It was very revolutionary for its time, and look, we got Showdown back from COD 4. I think that's a good thing. But what's difficult is the fact that it just plays out differently. And I kind of had a little mini epiphany here. Because, not that long ago, there was an Infinity War dev. Oh my.
Are you stupid?
Yeah, I muted the guy too because he was just playing music. But yeah. So Charlie Intel, I think, had interviewed an Infinity War dev, and the guy was talking about maps and stuff, and he was vocalizing his concerns about, like, basically the map making process for new Call of Duty games. What they were saying is that they have to try to strike this balance between making new maps that we can hopefully fall in love with and become nostalgic about just like we used to, and then also still including old maps that are already nostalgic, that we already like and are established and look forward to. But he even said, and this is what really caught my attention, the Infinity War dev even admitted that they will bring back old maps and we will still complain and we'll still have things to say. And, oh my goodness, that is some serious mega bankage. What is happening on the other team? Jesus Christ. This is actually turning out to be a pretty good lobby. I think all those matches on the couch might have helped. But yeah, that just further proves my point. But back to the Infinity War dev. Also, of course, it's a 12-year-old that bought the CDL champ skin. My God. Anyway, I'm getting so sidetracked by this lobby. This is hilarious. What I'm trying to say is that the Infinity War dev basically said that there is no pleasing anyone with the maps. But it's not the map's fault, because there's something that's more important than the maps that you play on. It's the players you play against. The people that you play with and against determine every single outcome of the matches you play. So obviously when it comes to enjoying the game and having fun, that's gonna vary. A lot of it, if not all of it, has to do with the people you're playing against. Like right now, these guys aren't very good. So I'm having a good time because I am dukeying all over them. Now they're probably not having the most amount of fun. Maybe they are, I don't know. Kids seem to be having fun. They're screaming, they're, you know, yelling into the microphones. But it's not always about winning or losing or having a high KD or doing poorly. Sometimes it just boils down to the flow of the match. As long as things are moving, there's a lot of variety in the matches, a lot of good gunfights and stuff. Still listening to me. Oh my God. I don't know what's wrong with these kids, dude. Oh my God. But anyway, as long as there's variety in the matches in terms of like the level of competition, the types of guns people are using and stuff like that, it keeps things fresh. The last thing you want to do is play these very boring games where everything is stale. It's always a super close match. Everyone's neutralized to a 1 KD. Everyone's playing super close competitive games in typical casual public matches. That's just never how Call of Duty has been. At least originally. I mean, if you're someone that's very new, then you don't know any different. But the point I'm trying to make is that skill-based matchmaking / engagement optimized matchmaking has changed things drastically. Because think about it. When we played COD 4 Showdown, granted, you know, a lot of us were new to FPS games and stuff like that. We were still trying to learn and figure things out. But the fact of the matter is that the skill-based matchmaking and engagement optimized matchmaking, if they had any back in COD 4, was probably not nearly as strong and fleshed out as it is today. Typically, the way that COD 4 worked is that you had more of, what is wrong with this kid? Typically, the way that things worked back in COD 4 is that they would more heavily weight your level. So if you were a higher prestige, or if you're level 55 or something like that, they would take that into account. Maybe your stats, but connection was the most important factor back then. They were just trying to put you against people who lived near you, or somewhat close to you, so that way you'd have a good connection experience. They weren't trying to manipulate the matchmaking as much as they do today. And that's... what the fuck? That's why we had more variety back then. Because there weren't nearly as many variables being taken into consideration for the matchmaking. It was just a lot simpler. So there was more randomness, more variety to the matches that you would play online. Nowadays, there's a lot of variables that are taken into consideration, and it can affect things very drastically.
This game or something, because like...
It already ended, wow. Dude, that was a really good game, actually.
Dude,
we're gonna definitely have to play another one
my
that's not against 12-year-olds, and we'll have to see how it's actually gonna turn out, because I did really well. This was better than any game I played on the couch.
That's cool. I was just trying to level up my the revolver.
Did this kid just say he's trying to level up armor? Dude, we went 30 to 6, 5
You gotta
KD.
talk about fucking cousins and sisters, bro. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know what those guys were talking about, but we're definitely gonna queue up for another match, just so I can kind of prove my point further. That was a really good game. I got more kills and more objective play than I even got remotely close to doing playing on the couch. Now, sometimes it takes a while for the skill-based matchmaking to actually, you know, like, put you against some really sweaty players. We'll see. I don't doubt that it's coming, though. And that's the whole point I'm trying to make, is that it's not necessarily all about the maps that you play. I mean, sure, it makes sense to design good maps. And in terms of Call of Duty, the best maps that we get are typically small to medium-sized maps. And I'm talking about like actual medium-sized, like this map right here, Showdown. The actual physical size of Showdown is a medium-sized map. Even Crash from Call of Duty 4, I would consider that to be like a medium-sized map, although it's a little bit bigger. But that to me is like the higher end of a medium-sized map in Call of Duty that still plays out pretty well. Even for 6v6. I mean, you can play Ground War on it, and it'll play even better. There's a rat in here. Disgusting. See, you already know this is about to be bad. You know, it's funny, too, because sometimes the skins can be a dead giveaway about what kind of match you're about to play. When you see rats, you know it's about to be bad. But yes, the maps are a factor, but a much more important factor about how your games are going to play out is the teammates that the game gives you and the enemies that it puts against you. And nowadays, that's all decided by skill-based matchmaking and engagement-optimized matchmaking. They're trying to put you against people that are identical to your skill level, and they're also trying to factor in what microtransactions you do not have on your account, and they're going to try to match you against people like this rat skin if you don't own the rat skin, because they want you to play against the skin so you can see it and be like, oh, I don't have that skin. Oh, that looks cool. I think I might want to go to the store and buy that. Another prime example of them trying to shove it in your face and get you to look at the store and buy things is the free bundles that they give you every so often. The free bundles usually give you stuff that are just completely useless, you could probably not even care about, and honestly, maybe even skip entirely. But the reason they do that is so they could put a notification in the store, so you're more likely to click on the store and then, you know, maybe peruse around the store a little bit, maybe cop a bundle or two. I mean, I'm not going to, but that's the intent of why they do these things. And if you don't think that this is a thing, if you've ever been to the grocery store where they're handing out free samples of food, that's basically the exact same thing that they're trying to do with skins, with the bundles and the stuff in the store, you know what I mean? They might give you a little cheese cube at the grocery store, and, you know, of course you're just gonna come by and get the free thing, and, you know, you're gonna take it because it's free. You might not buy the cheese, but if you tried that sample of cheese and it turns out to be really good, then maybe you actually will buy the cheese. It is the exact same marketing strategy, and they're doing it in a video game with microtransactions. They're treating it like deli food. Now, obviously for me and how I make video game purchase decisions, I look at it very differently. If I like the game and I think that I'm supporting a game that is good and is making good decisions and lines up with my vision of what I think a good game is, then I don't mind spending money on it. Especially if the game's gonna be around for a while. I mean, with these new Call of Duty games, you know, we got lied to. We were under the impression that we would have a 2-year life cycle for this game, and that was not true. Which is why I didn't necessarily mind buying the Ethan skin during the launch of the game, and then shortly after the Damascus Forge, so I could show you guys the Damascus skin for a couple of guns. But other than that, I haven't bought any other bundles from the store, and I don't think I ever will. See, that's the mistake that they've made. Because at the grocery store, if you get a free cheese sample and you end up deciding that you like the cheese and you want to buy it, you can keep that cheese for 20 years and eat it later. I'm kidding. The cheese will still have an expiration date. Much like these Call of Duty games. The expiration date is usually a year, unless, of course, you really like the game and you're going to keep playing it, which I don't feel like a lot of people feel strongly about this year's Call of Duty game. I don't feel like a lot of people are going to be coming back to this game and being like, oh, I loved the rat skin in here. Can't wait to play more. But yes, to kind of round things out, I would just like to say that skill-based matchmaking and engagement optimized matchmaking in video games, I really think is kind of evil. Instead of just trying to provide the best connection experience and let people have fun and play a variety of matches, instead, they're doing one of two things, probably both at the same time. They're either trying to get you addicted to playing the game by cycling out highs and lows, which basically means like, you know, when the skill-based matchmaking is in your favor, you'll be playing against noobs and you'll be shitting all over them and it's gonna be fun. But immediately after that, you're probably going to play like 5 to 10 games that aren't very good. And it's because they are trying to create like some kind of dopamine cycle where when you play that one good match, you get really excited and it's like everything feels good. That is the carrot on the stick that will reel you in. And then the reason why you play like 5 to 10 bad games or so after is because they need you to keep coming back. They need you to keep getting on and playing this game and logging on until eventually you get that match where you end up doing well. And then it's like that dopamine hit all over again. That's what they're trying to treat the multiplayer like. And like I was saying with the whole free sample thing, we already know that there's a patent out there that is trying to match you up against players with microtransactions slash bundles or battle pass items that you do not own. So that way you can look at those players and essentially get jealous of them and want whatever they're using. Now, obviously, we've had this conversation. I've talked about skill-based matchmaking and engagement-optimized matchmaking in great lengths. What the fuck? But yeah, I've talked about all this stuff before, but I wanted to trace it back to map design. And basically, you know, I feel bad for the devs, honestly. It really seems like they're stuck in the middle. Like, they're trying to actually make good maps for us. They want us to enjoy the game and be happy. But I wholeheartedly believe that the reason why engagement-optimized matchmaking and skill-based matchmaking exists in these games is to pump up the sales of the bundles. They're trying to influence you to make certain decisions in the game. Skill-based matchmaking is specifically designed to keep you playing the game longer, to keep chasing those highs while also suffering for hours in the lows. And then the engagement-optimized matchmaking side of things is supposed to make them more money. And here's the thing, man. If they would just get rid of this shit and try to create matches and an experience that is just more enjoyable and good, then I would feel better about actually buying stuff. I don't feel good about buying stuff in this game, which is why I haven't spent any fucking money on this game, I think pretty much since that Damascus Forge bundle. I mean, I don't think I bought anything else in the game since then. And regardless of that, I'm going free to play on Modern Warfare 2 for the rest of its life cycle. I'm not buying anything else. There's nothing they can do or add that will convince me otherwise. I don't even care if they try to like, if like the next season's battle pass, you have to buy it. There's no free option. It's all premium. I don't care. Fuck it. I'm skipping it then. They lost me this year. There's so many other paths they could have taken. So many other things they could have done better. But they didn't do it. And what's sad is that I actually do still enjoy just simply playing the game. So that's basically just where I'm at. I'm trying to expose it for what it is. So that way you guys can make informed decisions as well. I'm just letting you know I do actually enjoy this season currently. There's things I do like and things I don't like. No significant gameplay changes, but I also didn't have my expectations up for that because it's just not gonna happen. But overall, there's aspects of this game that I do still enjoy. Oh my god, especially the battle map search and destroy. I had so much fucking fun streaming this. This is actually a solid mode. I like the fact that they took the ground war maps and they sectioned them off and made them a little bit smaller. And then you play 12v12 search. Now, if you guys want to see a video on this, definitely let me know because this is actually a lot of fun. But yeah, that's basically just the way I'm treating Modern Warfare 2 from here on out. Free to play, not spending any more money on the game. And for the time being, I am still enjoying the multiplayer, so I'm gonna keep playing it. Now, if you guys want to see me post and play other things, then definitely let me know in the comment section below because I don't have to just sit here and play and upload Modern Warfare 2, obviously. But either way, I really felt strongly about this topic and I wanted to dive more deep into it and make this video for you guys. So overall, TLDR, Skill-based matchmaking and engagement-optimized matchmaking is essentially the root of all evil because it is manipulating our experiences so heavily to the point where it doesn't matter if they release a terrible map like District here or a good OG map like Showdown. Their matchmaking systems nowadays completely alter how you can experience the game because ultimately the people you play with and against determines everything. So with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's not like too long. I know it was a little bit like lengthy and stuff. I feel like I was ranting and you know, I was getting distracted as well in the matches from those 12-year-olds. But I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video and hopefully it might have opened up some of your guys' eyes to how things work in this game. If you guys did enjoy this video and you want to see some battle map search and destroy stuff next, make sure to drop a like. I'll see you guys later.